guys, Valkyrie Biker here, and I have a huge, great, big, beaming look on my face, I know. I have just done my first day of training for my DAS, for my MOD1 and MOD2 training. So I've just come down to the training centre, and yeah, my first bike, and the only bike we're using today, is a 650. I can't even think what the name of the bike is, but I've put the little link on what it looks like. So my first thoughts are, oh my gosh, that looks huge. I sat on it and I thought, that looks big, it feels, you know, what on earth am I doing, how can I do this? When the instructor was sort of saying that from a 125 to a 650 is quite a big change, especially if you come to your throttle and your brake, especially your front brake and your right hand. So be just very gentle with your brake, and otherwise it stops real quick. I thought, oh my gosh, I can just see myself catapulting over the top of the bars. But it was brilliant. Little snippets of information, gently going around and stopping and starting, getting a bit faster, stopping. And in the end, by about 20 minutes, I was going around in the car park in between the cones and slalom and stopping at, say, 20 miles an hour. And then we went out for about 10, no more than that, 20 miles, I suppose, on fast roads, on country roads. I even got to 70 miles an hour, which I could never do on my Keyway Superlake 125. It's just not possible, and it went uphill. It feels so different, and it's so sensitive, but it's a good sensitive, and I can't wait. I can't wait to pass, because I really want to pass, but I can't wait to get a bigger bike. You know, I love the 125. It's really slow, sluggish, upper hills and things, but it's my first baby, as it were. I know I had the Honda beforehand, but only for about 3 or 4 months. But yeah, getting onto what I would call a first big bike is it's an incredible feeling. And I tell you, when I got to 70 miles an hour, I was whooping inside my my windshield in my helmet. It was incredible. But what I forgot was, of course, the air at that speed is hitting on your chest, and that kind of like not threw me, but it kind of it shocked me for a second, because I wasn't used to it, because I had this big windshield in front of my bike, and my helmet, my SHOEI helmet, had a little bit of a buffer. Not a painful like the old one used to do, but you know, just enough to know, oh, I've got a helmet on, yeah, it's fine. But no, I was so excited. So I've got 24 hours, and then I'm going to do my next part of training, which is going to be all cone work, and just to get all that sorted with like U-turns and figure eights. But I did a U-turn today on the road, and it was perfectly fine. We did pretty much everything on a MOD1. Right, I'm gonna go home for a cup of tea, and I'll see you in the next one. Right, that was my day 2 of learning how to ride a 650 Suzuki SV for my MOD1, MOD2. My MOD1 now is going to be Wednesday next week, so I've got 6 days. I can't practice before then, sadly, but what I can do is they're going to give us a little time, like an hour or 2, just to get those cones in, you know, the figure eights, the U-turns, the slalom, to make sure we're really happy still with the bike. But I'm loving the bike. I can't believe it. I mean, mid-range controls, I thought it's going to be really difficult to pick up, and to be honest, I was flapping around so much the first half of the other day, but this time my left foot's been pretty much solid on that pedal, to make sure when I'm changing gear I'm not flapping around like anything. Everything was brilliant, and we just practiced just basically the slalom, the figure eight and the U-turn. Then we went out and had a thoroughly good time when it wasn't raining like it is at the moment. Had a spot of lunch. We did a hill start. We did a real U-turn in the road, and we practiced the emergency stops at 30 miles an hour or 32 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. We practiced the avoidance, which is again 32 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. Yeah, that was the one that really scared me a little bit, actually, because you have to practice this, because if you're coming down the road at 30 miles an hour, for example, and a little kiddie comes out, you have to swerve, or you're going through the chicanes. The hazard avoidance was really important, and at that at that speed, it's like, oh my gosh, that's quite frightening how quickly you have to sort of twitch left and then twitch right again in order to then go ahead and then plant your front tyre in between the two cones to stop in first gear. But I just loved it. It was so good. I feel that I can actually ride now a 650, and just the instructor's gone now. I feel very happy with that. I'm a hell of a lot more confident than I was, you know, before I even jumped on this. I mean, when I first jumped on the 650, it felt like a humongous bike, absolutely enormous. And now I'm starting to feel it's becoming smaller around me. I mean, I'm still not kangarooing, but I'm still not as smooth with the changes of the gear, but that comes in time, I think, and I just need to completely release the throttle before I put the clutch in to change gear. But I think that's just a matter of hours in the saddle, really. But yeah, so far so good. Apparently, if we did everything we did today with our MOD1 and our riding, we pretty much passed. So I'm really happy. I just don't want to screw it up now on my MOD1. Yeah, really good, thoroughly enjoyable day, even though I'm soaking wet. But let's see what happens next week. Hi guys. Oh, this is it. I'm about to go into the unknown again and to see if I can do my MOD1 on this Suzuki 650 SV. I'm really nervous, but I know I can do this. We did a quick half an hour check to see if we got all of our skills up, you know, emergency stops and everything else, turning circles and U-turns and things, and yeah, so let's see how it goes. Right, see you on the other side. Hey guys, I'm out of it now, and I have just finished my MOD1, and I have passed with flying colours. I'm so pleased. So now I'm going to go back home, try and get rid of the nerves, and have a cup of tea. But I'm telling you, it's been so, it's funny because you know, when you start doing this, what happened was that came to the training area just to, you know, just do another hour, and then just to really get used to the bike again, because after maybe a week or two, I want to remember the bike again. So we went down here, then we had a little drive or ride up to the test site in Poole, and met up with the same chaps I did last time. So to do the first manoeuvre, which is stopping the bike, putting it on a stand, taking it off the stand, and then walking it backwards into the next bay. And had to do a slalom, and I was really worried. I thought, no, I'm going to do this. So I had a mantra going, I've done this before, I've done this on the Keyway, I'm doing it now on the SV. I practiced it, keep it in first gear, keep the throttle feathered, foot on the back brake every now and again if you need to, but I didn't need to, which is really good. And I went through my slalom, and then the top figure of 8 twice, and then the instructor put his hand over to me to come towards him, and then I gave myself another sort of 30 seconds to breathe because my hands were shaking. And he said, right, now I want you to do a slow ride to the next 4 cones or 2 cones. So it's like a walking space, like 4 or 5 miles an hour, into first gear, and then did a safety check to my right, and then did my U-turn, and then stopped on the left hand side. A normal ride, normal speed up the test centre to come back and then just come back between these sort of corridor cones and then finishing it in 4 blue cone areas, like a box, with any part of the bike in it. And the next time I had to do that, I had to do that at speed, and I had to be 32 miles an hour or 50 kilometers an hour. I think I just did it over about 35 miles an hour or 34 miles an hour. Didn't skid it, landed in 2nd gear, but that's fine because that was all controlled. And then the last thing we did was do it again, and this time it was the through the chicane, you know, through the hazard avoidance, and I did that at 58 kilometers an hour. Oh my goodness. And I thought I hit a cone, but obviously I didn't. And he said, right, could you now sort of drive, you know, ride yourself back down there and switch off? And I had a hug at the end. He said, oh, well done, you hit it. I thought, oh my gosh. So I am absolutely ecstatic, so happy. And my MOD2 is in 2 days, so Friday. Right, let's get busy and let's get this sorted. Good morning, I'm back again, and this is now my MOD2. Yeah, so again, I've got the nerves as usual. So I'm here early morning, and I'm going to try to think about it. It's going to be a ride, just a ride. It's not, but that's how we're going to think about it, and see how I go. So I'm on the same bike as was before, so I'm quite happily conform to that now. What's going through my head is like, just have to remember my safety checks, you know, try to remember when the changes of the signs are for speed and things, everything you do with a car, but extra. What's going to happen is that I'm going to take an hour out just to practice, make sure all my skills are okay, and I can sort of calm my nerves a little bit on the road, and then we'll ride up together in convoy, I believe, to Poole test site, hopefully. Let's see if this girl can pass. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is so exciting. This is so exciting. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Well, I've only gone past, haven't I? With one fault, well, one minor of not looking past as I was overtaking a parked car, not doing a second check or something. Oh my gosh. I passed. It just shows that practice and dedication, and, you know, trying to just trying to get the confidence to do things that you don't think you can do. You can do it, you know, and you can be any age, and I'm 52, 53 soon this year, and, you know, it's never too old for, you know, to do this. If your body is able to, then do it, because it's an amazing feeling. Right, so what's my next thing? My next thing is, somehow I am going to find a way to, well, now I need to go try and find myself a bigger bike, and I'm going to have to see what type of bike I want. Now, I've always wanted Harley Davidsons. There's always been a thing about Harleys. I don't know about the rideability and how easy, and, you know, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all the main dealers and see if I can do a quick ride and test some bikes out, and then make my mind up. So watch this space and see how it goes. And there's a Keyway Superlight for sale, you know, the bike. So anyone interested in my Keyway Superlight 125, which is in pretty damn good nick still, let me know. But yes, I passed. I've got my A license. So anyway, I will see you soon. Take care, ride well. Bye bye for now.